Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Quinlan, and I am COO at Major League Hacking. I am so excited to be joining you today for this challenge at Local Hack Day Share 2021. Like I said, I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Major League Hacking, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of live coding. Now, I will say, I used to be a developer. I am a developer still a hacker, but I do not program every day. Much of my life is spreadsheets. So I'm very excited to do this. We're going to see some COO code. You might have heard of like in startups like CTO code and CEO code, and that's usually not that good. COO code is even worse. And so we're gonna play around with me doing some live coding in making a hack that shares a message with you. And so I wanted to share with you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing. But before we get there, I would love to get you to check in on Local Hack Day Share's website. So if you go ahead and go to the check-in page that you can find at hack/share Mars for a little hint of what we're going to be doing. That's hack or hacky.aec/share-Mars. That's case sensitive, and you can just head on over there and click on in. We'll use that to make sure that we have everybody checked in here. And depending on how well this hack goes, you might get an additional extra piece of swag if you check in. Again, it depends on how well this hack goes. So let's not make any promises yet. There's no rash promises, but go ahead and check on in. And Jack, thank you so much. My music is loud. I'm turning it down. I appreciate you. Is my music better now? This is my first time doing this with music in this setup. Chat, let me know if the music is quieter. Okay, perfect. Jacqueline, you're the best. Thanks. All right. So let's go ahead and let me share with you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing here with y'all today. So let's do this. So like I said, first I want you to go ahead and check in here. So to check in, we're just going to go ahead, hit login and register. This brings you to my MLH. You're probably an old pro at this because you've been at Local Hack Day Share. If you're just tuning into Local Hack Day Share now, have no idea what it is, no worries. It's a week-long event full of really cool challenges that you can check out, earning points for a guild, and have a lot of fun meeting incredible community members, learning new things, and sharing them with the world. So, anyways, like I said, I'm going to log into my MLH to get checked in for this event. That's going to be what gets me my guild points today. So I'm going to go ahead. I didn't register for my own event. That's embarrassing. I'm going to go ahead and hit register and check in here. And now I'm all checked in. So let's talk about what I'm going to be doing with you today. And to do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. So when the Mars rover took off last month, or landed on Mars last month, I got really excited. I was like, wow, we are seeing images from Mars, we are hearing soundtracks from Mars, and I wanted to make that a little bit more. I started looking around into, what's going on here, and I found the Perseverance mission page, but better still, If I go to this Perseverance mission page, they have this little icon down here. Let me let it load. They have this little icon where it says, at one point, I guess it used to say postcards from Mars. And so I started thinking, gosh, a postcard from Mars would be really, really cool. But this is just like an image. And yeah, sure, images are cool. I can make that my screensaver or whatever. But what I want to do is I want to create a real physical postcard from Mars that is sent to myself or to anybody else via a web app. So I'm just so excited to kind of show you how I'm planning on doing that and what that's going to look like. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing it with Node.js, and we will also be using a whole host of APIs and a variety of things. Please tune in on Twitch chat and check it out over here. Start chatting with me. I would love to hear from you as I'm going. Like I said, well, I am an engineer by background. I've worked developer jobs. I was a developer evangelist for a number of years. These days, my life and my programming is mostly in spreadsheets. So you're going to catch a couple coding errors. I would love it if you catch me with those coding errors and correct me, do some live debugging with me. If you also want to follow along and code this on your own, I'm pretty confident that even if you haven't done a lot with Node before, you can follow along because, trust me, my coding, pretty old and pretty hackery. So let's go ahead and get started. To do that, I'm going to go over into my terminal here. I'm going to start off by going into my developer directory, and I'm going to make my project directory. Like I said, we're starting from scratch here. So postcards from Mars. Okay, CD postcards from Mars. So now I'm in here. I'm gonna get init like a good developer. So we've got that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and npm init as well. This starts my Node project. Great, calling it postcards from Mars. This is not version 0, this is version 0.0.1. Dash data. We're not really, maybe that's really an alpha. We'll type in a description because we're good people. This creates postcards from Mars, from NASA's Mars rovers, and send them to me. Adam, to your question, the postcard from the background is my terminal is just see-through, so that's what you're seeing. And for the folks in chat looking for the check-in link, let me get that for you right now, and do that at this moment. LHD Mars. Boom. So go ahead and check in there. And like I said, I'm going to be doing all this. I'm going to make my entry point app.js because it's old school. I'm going to skip testing for now. Git repo. Why don't we just assume I'm going to have a Git repo for this? https://github.com/nquinlan. That's me. And then postcards from Mars. Great. Skip the keywords, Nick Quinlan. We'll go ahead and license this MIT, my favorite license. We're going to hit yes. So now I've initialized my Git repository. We're getting some really good questions in chat here. First, Will wants to know, what's my stance on dropping nukes on the poles of Mars? I really hadn't heard about that as a thing. If you want to tell me a little bit more about that, I would love to hear about it and learn some more, and maybe I'll have a stance by the end of this live stream. Thanks so much. Please let me know. If anybody else has any Mars facts they want to share, I'll call it out. So now I've initialized a, back to the code. Now I've initialized here a npm or a package.json. I'm going to go ahead and use my text editor of choice, Sublime. Again, a little old school. I know there's new cool text editors. I'm still a Sublime person here, so here I am. And I'm going to go ahead and just start with a nice little app.js file that I said that I would create. And I want it in the postcards from Mars directory. Great. Oops. But we're going to name it to app.js. And so what my philosophy here is I'm going to first write a scraper that goes to that NASA website that I showed you and goes to get this raw image of the week. It's going to go here to this place, which is a static URL. Click this full image and caption thing, which then goes to this, image of the week's URL. It's not like /image-of-week. It's this. And then there's a download URL right here. So I'm going to have it then download that file, just like I did to my machine, and use that URL. Does that make sense? So that's my initial plan. We're going to see how well that goes. And then once I've done that, we'll build on top of the postcard piece and just kind of progressively build on top of it, starting with the simplest web app possible. So that's kind of my goal. That's my idea. And it's kind of my engineering flow. So that's what I thought of. If you have other thoughts, please let me know in chat. So here we go. Like I said, I'm going into Sublime Text. I am going to first go ahead and just figure out how I'm going to scrape that website. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get request. Request being a really well-known and loved node library that allows you to make HTTP requests. Install --save request. So I'm saving that, I'm downloading that and saving it into my package file so that it lives there. And I'm going to go look at the request documentation. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that I don't do development often. I used to know how to write like node request stuff all the time without checking the docs, but I don't, like I said, code that often anymore. So we're gonna be looking at a lot of docs this afternoon. All right. Oh, what happened to request? Anybody know? Oh, it got built into Node, didn't it? Yeah, it did, didn't it? That's what happened. Or is it just that you're supposed to use Node HTTP library? Well, this is embarrassing. First thing off the bat, I just don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. So I think the idea is that you use Node HTTP now. Is that right? Or does anybody have a favorite JavaScript library? Gosh dang, I'm a little sad that I'm gonna have to learn a new library, but I guess as Will points out, JavaScript an always changing ecosystem. I learned how to program in PHP initially, and I feel like I still have a really soft spot for PHP, but I feel like I can go back to PHP at any time, and it's not changed that dramatically. That's not to say that PHP hasn't made a lot of significant changes. I think it has some really significant reasons to use it now, but it is not this kind of ecosystem where things are always changing. So let's go ahead and read a little bit here. Hey, so we got a question. How do you start a new project for this challenge? How do you do that? It's a really great question. So for this challenge, you can do whatever you want. It is a standard challenge. You can submit it to that post at the end of the weekend or anytime during Local Hack Day. right now what I'm doing is I'm just going ahead and showing you one implementation of this challenge. So this is just live coding. If you want to follow along and do it yourself, you totally can. All I've done so far is create a node, a simple node app that doesn't do anything yet. I haven't even written my first line of code. I've just done some initialization. So you can totally catch up if you want to, and follow along exactly like I'm doing. Or if you want, some other time, you can create your own app for whatever it is. So back here, I'm going to figure out what the best... I guess I've used Axios before. And you know what? Maybe I just say I'm going to use request because it's a hack and who cares? But I can also say I want to learn something new and you all can learn with me. Okay, Axios looks easy enough. We'll go ahead and use that. Unless that's right. Okay. Okay, so this is built into JavaScript. Cool. So let's go ahead. Let's just see what's going on here with JavaScript. I'm going to open up my REPL here and just test and see if this works in Node. That's going to require a request using HTTP request Node. Come on. Okay, shoot. You know what? I'm done. I'm not going to do a library. I'm just going to get going. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Okay. I'm going to hit save here, and hopefully Sublime will start doing syntax highlighting for JavaScript. There we go. Okay. So, is there a way to provide a URL for HTTPS? Let's go look. HTTPS node. Go look at these docs. This is built into Node. This is fine. We'll use this. Okay, cool. So that's what I thought. That's what I seem to remember. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a quick request here. And similarly, I think I can follow that same URL format. Yeah, URL. Great. So I'm going to go to this URL here, that NASA one, right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Great. And I'm going to provide an empty options object because I don't need it. And then now we're at a point where we get to ask a question. Are we going to use callbacks or are we going to use promises? Promises are the nice thing. Can I use, does this library support promises? Node HTTPS promises. Ugh. That's why people use this. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for following along as I just get more and more exceedingly upset at JavaScript and as somebody as Will pointed out, the state of the Node ecosystem. I do love Node, I will say that. So again, I'm going to do npm install Axios, and then I'm going to get rid of JSON. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Request. Using it. And here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and use Axios's get function. Okay, Axios, get, and then this. So let's just see what happens. Let's start here with this. Let's just make sure this is working. Because so we will go node after.js. Look at that. Okay, so cool. We have this wonderful file here that's been logged out for us. And so now what we need to do is we've got this whole HTML document, and we're going to need to parse it so that we can go and find this particular link right here. I want to go get this. So let's see how we can do it. Oh, and you know what? I should be going to this tab here, this instead. That feels like a more fully qualified URL. So I'm gonna grab that instead. Just in case NASA, anytime you're doing web scraping, you want to be really, really worried about, you know, interface changes and things like that that might break something. NASA has a whole lot of APIs so that you don't have to do a lot of web scraping. Unfortunately, they don't have an API for this image of the week. So I'm going to go grab this. And then let's look at the DOM structure. So if you're familiar with HTML, the DOM is the way that objects are kind of laid out, and you can get super technical, but that's the base level. And so we can go look at this and look at the kind of core HTML here. And so what I'm seeing is that we can probably select into it by doing something like main image, and then just grabbing that image. I'm going to guess that that's a pretty highly qualified selector. Let's just check and make sure. Document. So now I'm running some client-side JavaScript here. Document query selector all. And so what this is going to do is I can provide it a CSS selector and get back a node. And so you can see here, I'm getting that node correctly. So that's perfect. That's awesome. Now all I need to do is take this HTML that I got here and go find that URL, or that CSS selector rather. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. And there's one way where you just do like a regular expression, right? And so what I could do is I could make a regular expression that looks for a div and with the class of, with a class that is whatever this is, that main image class, right? And then apply it. Now, that's not necessarily the best way to deal with HTML, because HTML is a language, right? So you can interpret that language rather than trying to like run some text through it. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Does that make sense? Can I get a like thumbs up in chat? And can I also ask everybody watching, are you following along and doing this yourself, or are you just watching me live code? I'm super curious to hear. And if you're following along, I will do a better job of like committing this. I'll push this up to my GitHub so that you can do some copying and pasting and stuff like that too. Like I said, now I need to interpret this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go and get a library called Node DOM. And Node DOM is just rather it's called JS DOM. And JS DOM is a library that implements the DOM in JavaScript and allows me to do things like run queries on it. JS DOM Node. And let's hope that this one is not deprecated as well. Who knows? All right, this doesn't look deprecated. Yes, good, awesome. We'll go ahead and just copy and paste this in. And I'm gonna go ahead and install it too, and I'm gonna install save JS DOM. Great, that's gonna download for a little bit. And so now this is super easy. I can just go const. So I'm gonna create a new JS DOM with the response just in there. Super simple. I'm gonna make sure too that I understand what's happening here. I don't, so that's really good that I checked. So the response actually provides a whole giant object, and what I'm going to want to do is just take the data part of that object. So response.data. And so then I've got this in a DOM, so I can use that fancy query selector all. Let's just make sure that that's well, we'll just try it. DOM.query selector all, and we'll query that same selector that we used over here. Boom. Oh, and we're going to need to do DOM.document that query selector. Good thing I checked. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'm just going to, again, do a console.log. One of the best things I was ever taught in programming is to just constantly be logging and checking if everything's working. There's actually a really interesting study about this. And you might have heard of this or seen this. So while this is going, and it's going a little slow, so I'm thinking I might have done something wrong here. But we'll wait and see. But like I was saying, there's a study where scientists asked people to build a tower using pasta and marshmallows. And the way that, and so they gave them a bunch of pasta, they gave them marshmallows, they said 10 minutes, build the tallest tower, put a giant marshmallow on top rather than a little baby marshmallow. And so they gave it to a lot of people. They gave it to Harvard MBAs, they gave it to architects, and they gave it to their friends, their kids, classes, all this stuff. And the people who uniformly performed best, can I get a guess for who that was? Volunteer now, just pull up Pasta and Toothpick Tower. Pasta and marshmallow. And hope that Google search won't destroy the my thing. But so they did this, right? People did this, and universally, the tallest tower builders were, drumroll, they were children. And the reason for that is because children always checked their stuff. They checked what they were doing before putting the final marshmallow on it. Whereas adults spent all of their time trying to build the best marshmallow tower, but never actually tested it. And so that's what we're doing here. We're constantly testing as we go. I'm going to shut up and do some programming for a minute, rather than just talking at you, because something broke while I was talking. And so maybe I wasn't right just assuming JS-DOM was the right thing to do. Node parts HTML. It also ran for a really long time, interpreting the DOM. And I'm seeming to remember that there's a faster way to parse HTML. So we're gonna look around here. A lot of my HTML parsing lately has been in Ruby, so I'm pretty familiar with NoFugiri, but have not done it a lot in client-side Node, or rather server-side Node. So this is interesting because it implements jQuery, which is interesting. Which, I mean, maybe, I guess. Okay, this has a heck of a lot of downloads. That's always my thing to check. Ooh, Cheerios. Wow, downloads. Let's just see what the domination is. It does look like Cheerios up there. I'm always a little reticent. I love jQuery. I think it's a great library, but I'm always a little reticent when people bring it up in modern marketplaces. Looks like HTML2 parser 2 is the new fancy one. Let's just see if it's easy to implement. Where are the docs? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, you know what? After all that talking down about Cheerio, I'm going to go ahead and do it. You know, really, I'm doing this whole, like, I'm realizing I keep doing the save before I'm sure I'm going to be using it. And I'm going to have to go back and delete a whole bunch of stuff from my package.json, but that's not the worst. So we're doing that, and then Cheerio. And then we can just do this because, man, it does look like I'm using jQuery. That does make me feel really happy. So let's see here. I'm curious here. I'd love to play around with it. So let's first just see if this works. Thank you, Yusuf. I'm so glad you're seeing in chat talking about the music being lit. I'm so glad. I specially selected this playlist to be spacey because, of course, we're grabbing Node stuff, or we're grabbing space stuff. My computer's going a little bit slow. I hope that's not a problem for y'all, and it's not reflecting in the stream. Okay, so we ran this. And maybe I did something wrong. I think I did. Let's try this. Let's try getting the attribute here. ATTR. And we're going to go ahead and get the source of this image because that's what we're going for anyways. And let's just see if that works. Loading, loading, loading. Okay. Nope, that did not work. It's embarrassing. Why not? This workshop could just be called, or this challenge could just be called Nick searches through node packages over and over again before deciding finally which node package to use because it was the easiest for him to do in 5 seconds. Clicking around here. Okay, it's just to read me over and over again. Do not show me the methods. Here's my problem. I should have been using a parent library. So let's see what happens here. I just want to. I just want to be able to get a source attribute. Okay, this is looking good. Selector. I'm gonna go back to Cheerio. This seems like it should work, and maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Here's what I did wrong. I didn't even parse in the code. Parse in response dot data and pass in. Okay, so run that again. Waiting. Ah, look at that. There it is. Okay, so here it is. Let's see if this is the full size image. You'll remember I downloaded it a little bit earlier and it was about 2 megabytes. I'm just going to go ahead and download this here. I'll drag it here. I'm sure there are faster ways to figure out how heavy a file is. So this is smaller, which isn't good because we're printing a postcard, right? So we want it to be very high quality. So what we're going to be doing then is we will, instead of getting the image, which I was doing there, we're going to go ahead and go to that full caption section. So let's just inspect here. And it's in main image, and it's a link that says full caption like that. So what's really nice about this is a class, or there's like one image in here, which feels like that image isn't going to change. It's really easy and likely that somebody's going to change full caption, like that's a text and it could be a human who updates that. And so that feels very breakable. There's also only one link in here. I don't know if I can trust that there will always only be one link in this div here, or rather in this main title thing. But you know, heck, why don't we believe that that's great? So main ITO A, and then we'll go ahead and get the href here. Okay, so that gives me the image of the week. And you can see here, it is something that is machine readable. I could keep track of which week it is when I run it, which isn't maybe the most ridiculous thing in the world. And I could just like check a date and say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab week 6, week 7, week 8, whatever of the mission. I don't know the mission week. And because like an HTTP request is pretty lightweight, and this is not something that's going to run a billion times, I'm going to do 2 HTTP requests rather than trying to calculate that mission week and oh, there it is. What do you think I should do? Engineers here. Do you think I should calculate a mission week and manipulate a URL like this? Or should I instead go ahead and just grab the URL and do 2 HTTP requests? Wish there was a way to do like polling on Twitch. Okay, well, you know what? For speed, I'm going to go ahead and just do that 2 HTTP request. So I've got that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to return this string. And what that's going to do is it's going to then allow me to write another promise. I'll just copy and paste this. And I'm going to, rather, not gonna write, const URL equals, and then I'm going to do another get. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Axios get. And the reason I was thinking there is getting us into callback, which feels like I'm missing the promise pattern. Again, I did a lot of JavaScript back before promise was a really big thing. And so I'm always a little reticent on using promises to actually get myself into callback. So what I'm going to go ahead and do though is I'm going to create a URL this time, rather than passing in a URL, because you might have noticed here, this is a relative URL, and I need to make sure that I'm getting the right domain here. So this isn't that hard. Axios, I'm sure, allows me to do that. So let's just look at how Axios is. is built out. I would imagine the way the Axios is built out is that it allows me to provide anything that is in the URL library. So I should be able to provide domain, the base URL. Can I provide host? There we go. Oh, that's a proxy. Axios. I really wish that there was a options table. I guess this is supposed to be it. URL, base URL. Okay, well, we'll do that. Axios.get. And so we're going to provide a URL. And that's going to be URL. We're going to call this image of the week URL with a really nicely qualified thing. URL, and then base URL, I think is the next piece. Base URL. And for that, I want to know what the various parts of this are. It should give me probably a host here. Let's look through this object. There we are. Host and protocol. And you know what? Let's try this. Host response. Host protocol. Response. Let's try that. See what happens. I'm going to go ahead and hit 10. And response here. And the next thing I need to do here is go ahead and find, so let's check and make sure this worked. So console log, we'll just do response.path because we know that's a component that we can use. Let's see if this worked because I'm not using the doc to write that. We'll run that node app again. Didn't put a comma here. So there's one HTTP request. So that didn't work. So I'm going to use this node library to construct the URL rather than just doing like pluses to pin things together. Make sure that we're being really intentional about this. so I should be able to pass in an object. Alright, so we're gonna go URL, base URL, post, so post protocol slash post slash, there we go. So that just interpolates. That will throw the protocol on some slash post. Let's see, let's run that and see if it works. No, again, it's not. So I'm getting this error here that it must be type string, but it sure looks like a string. So we'll do something. We'll console log image of the week URL, and we'll do a type of image of the week URL. And let's see what happens when I do this. Yeah, it's a string. That's so weird. Maybe axios.get doesn't allow you to pass in. Oh, it wants you to pass in a URL no matter what, and then optionally a config. Very interesting. That's fine. So let's go ahead and try that now. We'll just do this here. Make sure it also works. Get rid of this whole base URL thing because it's not doing exactly what we imagined it would. Undefined. So I didn't look very closely when I was grabbing those things. I thought they were top level pieces, but I bet you that the dot post are actually dot request object. See here, let's track this up. Okay. Well, That's very interesting. It looks like I was imagining that it would Axios would follow 302s. There's like redirects, and I'm not 100% sure that it actually does. And so I might just do this because if it got 302 in the first place, I would imagine that something would break. The problem with using libraries and not reading them. This is a good point. We're about an hour in. For me to say, for those of you just joining us, we are building a hack that sends a physical postcard to me or to anybody, in theory, this is an app, from Mars via the command line initially, and then maybe we can build out some more from there. So that's what we're building. I hope you're enjoying the ride so far. And if you're doing this at home, I hope it's working as well for you as it is for me. Oh, because response.app is not built. We'll go ahead and see if we do this response.data and see if it logs us. Yes, that's great. Okay, perfect. So we now have this page. We are at this page, week 6, and I just need this download break. So again, I'm going to do some DOM parsing. I'm wondering if there's anything that's like labeled download or something like that. Again, because we're doing some DOM parsing, we want to see if there's a way to get the most precise thing. Let's see if there's many of these. It's not perfect DOM precision. I imagine there are a lot of fucking reds. I guess there's only one. So we'll go ahead and we can try that. And again, what we'll do here is here, and I'm overwriting them, which tells me I'm doing something wrong with this promise architecture. And I'm not really sure the best way to do this. So if somebody in chat wants to tell me if there's a way for me to go here and then do something like .then, that is smart, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just turn these to let's because I'm a terrible person. Joel asks, what was the question? So I'm not very good at promise architecture. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to do like a .then and then keep going and return image of the week like this, image of the week, and then keep going. I imagine that that's not going to work though, because what I really want to be doing is like an Axios.get again. So I'm realizing that that totally works, doesn't it? Right? Is that right? Let's try it. That did work. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and turn those back to consts. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we will... No, but I still have a... Then we do this. And so then I'm going to return the download URL. And then, so for viewers at home, can I just pull the chat? How many of you use Node? How many of you use JavaScript a lot? And how many of you don't? I'd love to hear. We've got 23 viewers on stream. I'd love to hear from about even half of you. How many of you are Node people? How many of you are JavaScript people? How many of you do not touch JavaScript? And I don't know if I just did the right thing there. I just standardized my variable names a little bit. It does make it a little bit more confusing. It does make it a little bit more confusing. So then, just to check in where I'm here, Java without the script part. Whoever in chat said that, I like that. Yeah, like that a lot. So here we go. We're gonna keep going here, and I'm going to now I have this URL, which is great. So just to have everybody follow along, what I've done so far, to recap, is so far I have gone to this URL here. That's just a URL, or that's just this website right here. I'll let it load. I've gone to this images of the week place. And then I've gone to this link right here and found the download icon. I've then gone to the URL from that download icon, echoing out of my terminal right here. If I copy and paste this, I learned that this is a PNG, which is an interesting data format to choose for a picture. But I'm not going to argue with NASA. They're smarter than I am. So I've got this image, which is great. Now I need to think a little bit about how I'm going to make a physical postcard, which I think is the exciting part of this guy. And I actually have something in mind. I'm going to close all those windows because I'm done with them for now. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using a company called Lob. And Lob is super cool. They are a company that creates an API so that you can send physical mail, which is so cool. I love anything that allows me to turn the digital into something physical. It just makes me so excited. When I got a printer last year, I went around for weeks talking about how cool it was to have a printer. I just got a Cricut last week, which is like a cutting machine. It's the simplest CNC you can get, I think. And I've been going around telling people how excited I am about my Cricut as well. But anyways, back to Lob. So Lob is direct mailing. And what I can do, here, if we go to the pricing page, I can show you a little bit better. I think. I can send things like letters or postcards. So we're going to go ahead and send a postcard. I'm going to log in here. And in fact, I'm already logged in to Lob. Oh, I'm not. I'm going to log in off screen because I have a personal email that's associated with this account. And as much as I love y'all, I would prefer to keep that personal email first. So here we are. And I'm going to go ahead and send a postcard with Lob. But to do that, I need to go look at the Lob docs. Lob postcard doc. As you can see, I looked at it before this hack. Probably should have looked at it, things like requests before I started in on this hack. And so, all I need to do to send a postcard is send a request here with my API key, a description, some information about who it's getting sent to, a HTML document for a front and a back, and any merge variables that we want, which is pretty incredible. Like, Lob makes this really easy. All I need to do is send an HTML document that follows whatever standard they have set for their templates. So, for example, here, they actually tell me where my they tell me, hey, here's the template that I need you to conform to. Front, back. Okay, so you can give an HTML template. And they actually even have pre-designed templates, which is super cool. Let's go look at their templates, see what's the what. Maybe they'll make it super easy for me. Postcards. Great. Let's just view this template really quickly. Download it real quick, see what they want. I imagine it's a pretty simple HTML document. Let's just view the source. Okay, yeah, it's a really simple HTML document, right? So, what we'll go ahead and do, and really I think what I care about is the safe area stuff. And maybe that we'll go ahead and do this. I'm gonna bring it over here to Sublime. I'm gonna create this. I'm going to go ahead and create a pages folder, I think is the standard. And I'm gonna call this front dot DJ. I'm going to use, so what I need to do is I need to determine which templating language Mustache or Lob is using. It looks like they're using Mustache or something similar. If we go back into this create a postcard object, and you can see here their merge variables like this. Let's read this. So linked assets, inline styles, mostly a neutral style sheet, link to images that are 300 dpi. Some of the assets must not exceed 5 megabytes, and WebKit, CSS properties. So so what I'm doing here is I'm just playing around with anything that I need. I'm going to get rid of this background image bit. Or rather, let's test this first. So let's go ahead and just change it to our background image. I'm going to load this file into my Chrome. So they do this thing where they have this URL and this. I don't think that I want to actually have any image or anything on top of this image. Like, I think it's a postcard from Mars. I don't think we need anything special. Though there is a good argument to be made that maybe what we should do is we should put the name of the location where this is or something. So let's see what information NASA gives us. So I'm going to go to the image of the week again. Full caption. It really doesn't say too much that's interesting. It says where it is, but like, yeah, I don't know that I want to have anything there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to delete this stuff. Because of that, I can go ahead and delete literally everything, I think. Yeah. So simplicity means that I can just do this. Save. Go ahead and just make sure that's extreme. There it is. Postcard from Mars. Great. Background size, no repeat. So the other thing that I want to do here is it's doing, it's only showing part of this image, as you can see here. If I load back up that image of the week, it's a little hard to tell because it's the Martian landscape, but it's only the first little bit of this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, it actually resizes my background, which is a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do background size cover. Background size cover. And so what that does is it makes sure that the background is exactly the right. It always fills the page. You see that? No matter how this goes. So that's perfect. So I'm going to do this. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and have my app get that file and send it to log. Pretty simple. But rather than it being this image, I want to be able to have Lob plop in whatever URL we tell it to. So I'm going to give it URL. And then I'm going to run, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. I wonder if Lob has a JavaScript library. They do. And here, this is pretty easy. Great. So we'll use their API library. So here, this. And now we need to do this API key stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another library called .env. .env is a library that is written by a buddy of mine. And what it does is it loads in environment variables in a file named .env. Which is great. Let's go look at the .env docs to make sure I'm doing this right. But I can be like blob API key equals and then blah blah blah. Right. And so that way I can keep my API key secret. And also you can have your own API key if you use this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go grab my lob API key. And now I've saved it, and you can't see it, which is great. But then I'm going to do here. I'm going to do .env.load. Let's just see. Actually, this. And then I can go process.env.lob API key. Just like that. And it loads that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go postcard from Mars. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to Nick Quinlan. The address I'm going to put in is the Major League Hacking office address. Because again, I like you all, but not enough to give you all my address. I know that's sad, but unfortunately, that's true. We don't get to have a party at Nick's house right now. So we are going to go to 149 East 23rd Street, P.O. Box 438. New York, New York. 10159. There's our address. So for those of you just tuning in, I'm Nick Quinlan. I'm the COO of Major League Hacking. So if you're wondering why I know MLH's office address by heart, that's why. And I am live coding for the Share a Message challenge. And what I'm doing is I am sharing a message from Mars and making it so that a postcard gets sent to my house, a real physical postcard from the NASA website, or really to the MLH office. If you stick around and if this hack keeps going as well as it is, I will actually make it send to you, depending on the number of people that we have on the stream, because this could get really expensive really quickly. But we'll keep going. So here we go. So I can pass in a front. I need to pass it to, let's catch back up to where I am. So I'm creating this lob postcard object. I have an HTML front, so I can load in whatever that is. I need to make a back for myself as well, so that's gonna take a minute because that's a little bit more challenging. And then pass in things like URLs. So, anyways, let's get started here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and figure out what this from thing is. I bet you I need to verify an address in the log for them to be able to send. Let's just read a little bit more about this. So, from must be an address ID or an inline object with correct address parameters. Oh, great. I can just give it this from here. Great. And then I need to give the front, which is fine. That's a little bit of a... I just need to go ahead and load that file. So I will go get JavaScript node read file. Sometimes it's easier not to read the official docs. Here we go. That's a callback. Is there a way to do it as a promise? My recollection is it's pretty easy. I think you just don't provide it a... I think you just don't provide it a callback and do it. So here. I'm going to go ahead and this front, and I'm going to also just do this really quickly. I'm going to pretend like we have a back already. We can do that, and then I'll do this as well, back, and return. Okay, so we need to make a back for postcard too. Example postcards. Here's a 4x6 back. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what the back looks like right now. I've already read through their docs a little bit, so I know that there are some technical specifications for how you write the back of the postcard. There's like an ink-free area so that they can print where it's going. See, just like that. And so what we could do is we could get pretty advanced, and we could like print out things like the caption. Let's reload this so you can see what I'm talking about here. caption. So here I can be like, this, what I definitely want to have is image credit. This image credit I can be pretty confident not changing because it's the same row for every time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to put this here, image credit, and we'll put that in a strong tag. Or better yet, we'll put it in a span with a class of credit. So things I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the background image here. I do not need it. Safe area, great. Also don't need a background there. This stuff also really useful, but what I'm going to go ahead and do, we'll use Open Sans as MLH's font actually, so that's cool. Is rather than make it white, I'm going to make it black. Not going to put text shadow there. And I'm going to also make something called credit. And credit is going to be font weight 600, which is semi-bold, or we'll just do bold. And we will also have it be font size. And we'll do it 10 pixels, just like a standard postcard that you get. Let's reload this, see what it looks like. Image credit, NASA JPL, great. So that's that. So now I've got the front, the back, and it should work. So let's try it. So one thing I do want to note here is my lob API key. Anytime you're doing something that has real world effects, oftentimes you'll be given a sandbox API key and a real API key. So because lob charges me $1 every time I send a postcard, I don't want to be sending a postcard every time. You see how much I'm testing. It could cost me tens, if not hundreds of dollars to do that. I don't want to do that. They've got a way for me to, use a test API key. So this isn't actually going to send me a postcard yet, but by the end of this, definitely we're going to have sent me a postcard. So here we go. Let's try it then. So again, node app.js. Oh, look at that. I didn't keep up with my npm installs. Save.end. I also didn't install lob, so we're going to install both of those. While that's installing, I'm looking at chat here. I wasn't doing a good job of keeping up. Yusuf here says, comments on the number of lines to send a postcard. Yeah, it's really quick. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, we sent in 57 lines of code, and like fundamentally most of it is details about who and where I'm sending it to, which is just wild. So I'm very excited about this. Let's see if it actually does work. We're doing 3 HTTP requests. Well, live streaming. I forget that there's music on under me, and so that was probably really like dissonant, wasn't it? What? Crap, folks, it worked. It worked. Let's go. So I'm gonna go into my log dashboard really quickly, and we're just gonna go ahead and see if that actually, if it thinks I sent it, and if it looks how we wanted it to. So Lob's made it really easy to do that. I'm loading it up in another screen because I had my API credentials on there. Okay, postcard from Mars. Look at that. There it is. Postcard from NARS, image credit, NASA, JPL. Recipient, look at that. That worked. That's so cool. All right. Do we want to send a live one? What do we think? Actually, let's do some more. I mentioned at the top of this that NASA has some APIs. Let's try and use one of those to do some more cool stuff with it. That sound cool? For those of you, again, just tuning in, I am sending postcards from Mars. Physical postcards, not actually from Mars, from a fulfillment center somewhere in the United States, but I am sending real physical postcards to myself using images from NASA's Mars Image of the Week. This is for the challenge, create a hack that shares a message, but you can also, if I automate this, make it to automate something to share daily. Adam Drummond is asking if they can get a postcard. And Adam, we will see. We have 21 viewers here on stream. I think that, let me just do some math really quickly on how much this is going to cost me and or us. Yeah, heck, you know what? For everybody checked in right now, I'm going to let you get a postcard. So as of this moment, if you are checked in, you can get a postcard. To check in, what we're going to do, all you need to do, go here, hackpack/share Mars, and I will send you a postcard. All right. So, like I said, I want to be using some more APIs. There's a really cool API that I saw and was just super excited about. NASA APIs. So NASA has this website called NASA APIs. Nope. This is how you get an API key. NASA APIs, public APIs. Mars APIs, there it is. I'll just click on it. Okay, and there's a really cool one. So Mars, I can get Mars Weather Service. There is a Mars Weather Service, which is wild to me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to ask for some details on what's going on at Mars. So this is an object. This is literally what's going on Mars at, I don't know if that's at the moment. Let's find out some more. Let's go look at this API documentation. Yeah, okay, I know how that happens. Could solve it. Oh, come on. Mars Weather Service. Okay. This is it. You can tell it's government stuff. It's in a PDF, the API docs. So let's figure out what I can ask for. So I can ask for data about InSight Mars lander takes continuous weather measurements on the surface of Mars at Elysium planet near Mars. So an interesting fact about this is it's not curiosity. So I don't know if that's actually something we want to do. I don't want to like lie about the weather. That's like me saying, oh, the weather in Washington is sunny and 60 degrees, and treating that as the whole planet's weather. which doesn't feel fair. I wonder if there's more that I can get out of Mars. I wonder if I can get more data from Curiosity. Mars, or rather Perseverance. Mars API. Not really. Let's go see if maybe they've exposed some of the data online, even if they haven't exposed it via an API yet. We can do some more web scraping, you know? Let's go to this Reddit thread I'm finding as I more and more often dang, nope, not accessible. Got really excited about that. Might have gotten you excited about it too. I don't think we've got enough information from it. We'll click around really quickly to see, but no. Okay, I don't think I can get any more data. That's okay. So, I think that's it. We have sent postcards from Mars. So, like I said, if you've checked in, and I should say also filled out the address form, then we can get you a postcard from Mars. And let me just get you the address form here too. So if you go here to hackpack/address, we will send you a postcard from Mars. Right here. Looks like this. Let me see if I can show you these. Where did it go? Bob Dashboard. Where did it go? Just like that. We will send you a postcard from Mars. So make sure you've checked in, and you'll get that. So thank you all so much for joining me. It was such a pleasure to be with you on stream this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Like I said, I'm Nick Quinlan, MLH's COO. It has been so much fun. Thank you once again. And Adam, to your question, do you need to do anything to get the postcard? Check in, give us your address. You probably already did through Local Hack Day at one point or another. But if you've not, do those two things. We'll get you a postcard. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Happy hacking. Have a wonderful rest of Local Hack Day. and I will be committing this to my GitHub, pushing that on up to you to GitHub. Actually, why don't I do that right now before I sign off fully? So git status. I'm also going to go ahead and create a git ignore file here. Save .git ignore, so that I make sure that I don't commit my .env. And I will also make sure that this is all right. I need to get rid of jsdom.env, material access. These are all files I'm using. I'm going to rm package lock.json and then do another npm install so that package lock gets created correctly with all the right things in it. I'm also going to create a quick README. These are all just best practices before you get something up on GitHub. README.mp, postcards from Mars. This repo uses NASA's Mars image of the week to send a postcard from the red planet. Let's just make a really good README so that anybody using it can understand what's going on here. All right. Usage instructions. To use this, simply make a copy of .env.sample, put in your lob API key, and so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make a dot, save this as .env.sample, use key equals, and then I'm going to get rid of MLH's address here too. Theoretically, this should probably be in the .env, but it's not. We'll put it in the .env. LHD. So this is address. Copy. Sample. Documentation is so fun. Alright, let's go and get status again. Hit add. Hit commit minus M. Initial hit. Ending live stream. It's not going on. I don't know what's going on. My terminal's being a little slow. Ooh. Oh, whoa, that's what's happening. Get reset. Get reset. Node modules. I accidentally committed node modules. I didn't want to. We need to put this in my get ignore. Node modules. Get status. Get add. Get ignore. Get log. Oh, oopsies, I did commit it. Alright, so I need to undo that last commit. We'll just remove the whole Git directory because no reason not to. Git status, git add, git commit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. It's called Postcards from Mars. We will just do this. Publish the repository. Great, have browse, and here it is. If you want to go see this code, write it yourself, modify it, change it, add weather reports, anything like that, it is right there. I'm going to sign off now. Happy hacking. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever. Thank you all so much for joining me. I've been Nick Quinlan. Happy hacking.